So in Spanish, the vowels are super, 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 super important. And they always sound exactly the same. In English, how many sounds does A make? It makes technically 3. A, and right? In Spanish, how many sounds does A make? 1. And it sounds like ah.
Like as in Dalek?
Yes, like as in Dalek. Perfect. Okay? E in Spanish sounds like E. Okay? I sounds like E. O sounds like O. And the U sounds like U. Always, 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 these vowels will sound exactly the same. This is a huge, huge help for you when you're reading words that you don't know. So when you're reading a word that you don't know, the vowels will always, they will never lead you astray. Just follow the vowels. The consonants are all going to make essentially the same sounds that they do in English, except for a couple of things. So a G can sound like G. It can also sound like H. Okay? It's like an aspirated, like a, okay? A J always sounds that same way, like H. All right? A C can sound like K, or it can sound like S. Or if you're in Spain, it can sound like F. All right? An S always sounds like an S, regardless of whether you're in Spain or in Latin America. Okay? So some people think that people in Spain always speak like they have a lisp. But it's actually a little bit more nuanced than that, because S's always sound like S's, even if you're in Spain. So if you say a word like this, and you're in Spain, you say gracias. That S still sounds like an S. Okay, or Francisco. Okay? Then, if we're talking about the names of letters, you've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So G sounds like G, which is kind of odd. H, I, J. So J sounds like J, and H sounds like H. J, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, B, K. So the V, depending on where you are in the world, they will say this letter differently. V and B, in Spanish, there's no phonetic difference between a B and a V. They both sound and are pronounced exactly the same. They're interchangeable. So I could say something like baka. I could spell it like that, means cow. I could also say baka. And they're pronounced exactly the same way. So a lot of people actually say be for both of these letters. And you have to ask them, what be are you talking about? Are you talking about be de vaca, because this is how you really spell that word? Or are you talking about be de burro? Okay. Sometimes they'll call this one be baja and this one be alta. This means a short V and this is a tall V. And in some places, they have different names for them. They'll call this one ube and this one be. Okay? So, I don't really lose sleep over the names of the letters. You get them over time. But the vowels are really, really, really important. W also has like a different name in every country. Some people call it W, some people call it W, some people call it W. Doesn't really matter. The Y is called Y, which means a Greek I. And I is a Latin I. So some people call both of these E, and they call this one E Latina and this one Y. Or they just call this Y and this one E. X and Theta. Okay? So I'll post that so you can listen to this one. Good? Adios.